If you try to see your daughter again, I'll put you in prison for rape. I need to write this to take the weight off me. It all happened when I was 7 to 9 years old. This is the story of an entitled parent, my mother. She was a horrible parent, and because of that, I've been through therapy since 8-year-old. All her exes were rich people, so you can imagine she's a gold digger as well. And only loved me because she knew if I was with her, my dad would pay her for my child support. A year later after the divorce, my mom wasn't happy with my dad only giving her 1,100 euros per month. And she also started to abuse me, so she had an idea. One day, I was in the living room, waiting to see my dad, when out of the blue I hear my dad's car. I jumped off the sofa, and when I'm about to run outside, my mom stops me. "Don't go! Stay here!" "But it's Dad, I want to see him." I try to go outside, but she grabs me and pushes me in my room. "Shut up, pig! You better stay here!" Even though I didn't see anything, I still remember a bit of the conversation. "Dad, where is she?" "Well, she doesn't want to see you." "Dad, why?" "You don't pay her enough, so she's always wearing dirty clothes since we can't afford them. It's your fault." "I see. Tell her we'll go shopping today." "No, that's not enough. You need to pay more child support." "Let me see my daughter." My dad tries to go inside, but my mom stops him. She doesn't want my dad to see how she's spending all of the money on herself, buying expensive clothes, leaving me with nothing but clothes people donated, but how deteriorated I am since the last time he saw me. "Rape! Rape! Somebody call the police! Rape!" "Let me see my daughter." "Then pay! Rape!" People started to go outside to see what happened, so my dad had to drive away. My dad started to pay more, but my life was still the same. He paid for me to go to an expensive school, have private health care, to be able to do a lot of activities after school, and a little extra for nice clothes. As you can imagine, I never had those. I was studying in a bad public school where I was bullied. I had public health care, never did anything after school, and always looked like a homeless kid. My mom, on the other hand, was happy, but as always wanted more. Though my dad paid more, my life didn't improve. My mom would forget all the time to take me home after school, until a teacher called her at 7 or 8 p.m. My classes ended at 4 p.m. Always humiliating me in public, using me to get free stuff. I was always alone because she never stopped partying, getting drunk, getting in fights. You can make an idea of how it was to be with her. My life was so horrible I had to be admitted in a mental hospital because at the age of 9 I wanted to kill myself. I remember how my mother always told me, "Go on, you're such a coward, ha ha ha, I love to see that. You just want attention, nobody cares." Whenever I said I'd do it. Well, after she almost succeeded to put my dad in prison and take me back with her, she lost my custody, which made her upset. I started living with my dad and I was forced to see her once a month. Happy ending, right? Wrong. She tried to sue my dad for not paying her child support. Then, when she lost, she sued him for traumatizing her because apparently my dad cheated on her with a black woman and had a black baby. Totally fake, and she's racist, so that's why the woman was black. After she lost again, she sued him for 2 more things I don't remember. When she lost all the cases, she sued his lawyer and destroyed his career. The poor guy can no longer work as lawyer, and started to focus on me. She tried everything to make me like her more so I'd return, buying useless cheap stuff for me that I didn't even like, sending pictures of me when I was with her, telling me how much my dog misses me. I can't take my dog because she changed the chip and now it's no longer mine. The new owner is her boyfriend who used to beat me, etc. It went like that until one day I said, "If you want me to be with you, you'll have to be the one paying for everything, not my dad." She didn't respond and lost all interest in me. It's been 3 years without her. The best 3 flipping years of my life. Yo, wait, you have 3 platinums, 3 golds and 5 silvers, are you kidding me? Second update on the kid who broke my $2,000 monitor. I called CPS. Now before I do the second update I need to do the original story and the first update. But you may know the original story since it's very popular, so you can skip this part a little bit. I have a $2,139 computer. It has years of old photos and files that are extremely important to me. One day at a party, Karen and her son Damien come over. She is 42 and he is 12. She tells Damien to head over to my group of friends, 15 to 17-year-olds, and we head to my room to play on my PS4, which connects to my monitor. After a while, Damien enters, and he looks tired, as it's 1:30 AM. I'm surprised that he's awake. He asks to play, but we are playing GTA 5 and plan to watch a few violent shows on Netflix later, so it would be inappropriate for him. We explain this, but Damien doesn't listen, and says that he will tell his mom, he's 12, and John, friend, leads him to the living room, where Karen is sipping on a tall glass of wine and laughing with the other moms. John also explains this to Karen, and she understands, or acts like it to get out of it, and just asks them to let Damien watch. I'm in the room and Damien enters. I know not of the exchange that just occurred, and ask him to leave. He starts shouting, cursing and trying to attack some of us. Then he gets my box of change and flings it across the room. It smashes my monitor. I did act harshly within the next few minutes, but I still believe that I was justified. I kicked him out and pulled him out of the room and told my parents and Karen. Karen, now physically more drunk than before, starts yelling at me. She and Damien leave the party shortly after. The next day is when we contact Karen to repay and replace the cost of the monitor. She doesn't budge and blocks our number. My parents are telling me that they are taking legal action against them, but I don't really know about what's happening. My monitor is replaced by a Wacom Cintiq. I like drawing, and I use my laptop more often these days. Damien goes to my school, and this incident spread like a wildfire. He is already fairly alone, but this incident now leaves him without any friends. Everyone's scared to let him near their electronics, in fear of him breaking them. I'm sure that the cost of my monitor will be given, but I still hate that they could just block us. I do want to take revenge, though a lot of it is being done in small claims court. Update on the kid who broke my $2,000 monitor. After telling Karen that we would take this to court, she said very rudely, $100, that's all I'm paying, deep craps. It's just a monitor. The price of the Cintiq that I got was over $2,000, and I spent 2+ years and some of my parents' money to buy that. Karen lives down the road, in a huge house, and Damien could possibly pay for that in less than a month. The previous story took place 3+ weeks ago, and she kept on arguing that I and my father threatened Damien, and we threw the coin jar at Damien, ricocheting and hitting the monitor. This was automatically falsified when Damien said that he threw it because we told him to get out of the room. This was all paraphrased as I wasn't present for too long, and I didn't really care for the legal stuff. Karen then made the court make another session. The next session took less than a few hours to finish, as the judge just made Karen pay back the cost of the monitor, as well as some extra for time or something. I got my money back. I am currently finding a second monitor or something else, as I already replaced the monitor. Karen then punishes Damien, and the next day he had been covered in bruises. I feel bad for the kid. He has been grown up with a mad mother and a neglectful father. I told the other students, and Damien's life should improve from here on out. Yes, the kid is a piece of crap for breaking my monitor, but his life isn't that great. Karen is the real enemy here. Forgetting about Damien, not paying back, and not apologizing, and definitely not helping Damien. Karen got off easy. Also, since my previous Reddit post blew up, a lot of my school knows about this, and I think that Karen might find out. I hope not though. Edit. I've told my parents to call CPS, or at least my country's equivalent, as well as the school. I don't know what happened yet though. Second update on the kid who broke my $2,000 monitor. I called CPS. Hashtag save Damien. A lot of people told me to call CPS on Damien after he showed up at school with bruises and red marks all over his body. I didn't think that would work on its own, so I spread this throughout the school. The next day after the post, I told the principal to call CPS on Damien. A lot of proof was already on the security cameras. It's a private school, but I also needed to get Damien. Damien's mom, Karen, was called, as well as Damien himself. Two people came over from CPS, and the principal began telling Karen off for all of this harm. Karen decided not to act rationally, and instead chose to say that Damien deserved all of that discipline. After making her go through court fees and paying to replace the cost of my monitor, a Cintiq. Since it was my monitor that broke, I got to speak about what happened that day, and I said that Damien got really mad and threw a thick jar of coins at my monitor after we told him not to watch us playing GTA and a few horror movies on Netflix. I forgave him when I saw what Karen had done to him. After talking to Karen for a bit longer, they asked Damien for his perspective. He quickly said that his mom didn't do anything to him, and he did it to himself as he was angry. He said that he loved his mom and his mom loved him, and that she would never do such a thing. I felt so sorry for him then. He didn't want to get his mom in trouble. The CPS guys didn't buy his stories, as many marks were handprints much larger than Damien's, as well as Karen's previous statements. The people from CPS told Damien that Karen was doing terrible things to Damien, and that he could go and live with his dad and sister, parents were divorced, in Arizona, because Karen was not fit to be parent. Damien still went and hugged his mom, crying. Karen was livid. She screamed at the principal and the CPS people, and ended up spraying pepper spray at the principal, and she ran out of the room. The CPS people caught her and threw away her spray can. The principal was wincing and told me to call the police, which I did. Damien was breaking down, scared. She was arrested, though I doubt that she is going to be getting a lot of jail time. But Damien is being moved to his dad's place. And Damien has arrived yesterday at the time of the post. It turns out that Damien was being beat daily, and makeup was put on his wounds to cover it up. Makeup roughly put on bruises, open wounds, welts and lashes from belts. He was shouted at, humiliated. It seems like nobody was there for him. I wish that I hadn't seen the world in black and white. I honestly feel terrible for Damien, for everyone involved. Karen deserves worse than prison. She deserves to be put in social isolation for the rest of her disgusting, pathetic life. To feel the pain that she inflicted upon Damien. She ruined Damien, who is currently taking therapy in Arizona. If you are reading this, Damien, I hope that you are getting better care in Arizona. I hope that you understand. Yes, I was mad that he broke my monitor, which I spent a better part of 2 years saving up for, but that can be easily fixed. What can't is the trauma that Damien had been facing daily, being beaten, abused, neglected, attacked, and humiliated until he snapped. I originally said that I wanted to take revenge, but I believe that the statement was just my anger. He faces more pain daily than I have experienced in my entire life. I hope you all can try to help a person in need, because more likely than not, they don't have the will to help themselves. Though this ended ages ago, I still lie awake at night, thinking about what Damien must have faced. Karen's gonna find real quick how inmates feel about child abuse. If you wanna hear the story, give my son your 600-pound surfboard cause your boobies are too big, and distracting him. Click on the video on the screen. Also consider subscribing to help me grow my channel. Until the next time, stay awesome.